Voters statewide will be heading to the polls for the general election.
And this morning, we want to make sure that you know what you can expect to see on the ballot. Political reporter Natalie Haddad live in Addison for us to preview some of the key issues. Natalie, good morning.
Yeah.
Hey, good morning to you all in studio. Tomorrow's general election is not to be confused with the runoff election happening later this month. Tomorrow's ballot is going to be much longer, and it's going to have local issues that impact your day-to-day life. And the big vote has to do with DART, including here in Addison. Voters in Highland Park, University Park, and again, Addison, they're going to decide whether to keep its partnership with the transportation service and lines running through its cities. And there's an immediate impact if those cities decide to leave DART. All train and bus services will stop operating just one day after the votes are canvassed. This could all be happening just weeks before the FIFA World Cup. But also on the ballot is a handful of cities looking for their next mayor, like in Collin County, Frisco, Allen, and Salina. Also some city and school bonds to talk about. We start with Dallas ISD. They are asking voters to approve a $6.2 billion school bond, which is the largest in Texas history. Pilot Point and Ponder ISD also have some school bonds on the ballot, and Fort Worth voters will decide on a near $1 billion city bond funding things like street repairs, parks, and animal shelters. Now, most counties are doing a county-wide voting, which means that unlike what we did in March, you can vote at any polling location within the county you live in, but certainly you will want to check with your election administrator before going out to the polls. I'll send it back to you guys.
Well, Natalie, before you get out of here, this isn't the only election this month.
Yeah, we mentioned that in the beginning. The runoff election is also happening this month. That's taking place on May 26th, and that ballot will look a bit familiar to voters. You're going to see names on there that you saw during the March primary, during the May 26th runoff election. You will see names that didn't quite get enough votes to snag the nomination. So Republicans will vote for a U.S. Senate nominee, but that's between incumbent John Cornyn and Ken Paxton. Democrats will choose a Democratic Lieutenant Governor nominee, and that's between State Representative Vicki Goodwin and Marcos Velez, and a couple other names on there as well. So certainly you'll want to go out to the polls tomorrow for the general, and then May 26th for the runoff. I'll send it back to you.
Natalie, thank you for getting us all up to speed, and we have you covered on resources ahead of tomorrow's election. Just head to WFAA.com/vote to get a full breakdown of the races in your area.